concerned about passing gas more than you think, it means we're looking at bloatness, passing foul smell gas, more than necessary. And if it's foul smell, there's something is really behind it. It's not a real deal to pass gas. Passing gas between 5 to 15 times based on scientific data is something quite normal, with less smell, okay, less smell, or with little odor, okay. That is natural. It means your digestive system is working. But then if it's more than that 15 times and with a lot of odor or too much odor or smelly, then something is wrong. That is what we want to find out. But I would say, if the less the better. If you pass gas, let's say 5 to 10 times with less odor, is the best for your gut system. But why do some people have more than that frequent times and very bad smell that can drive, excuse me to say, some people around them? You see, it's number one is low stomach acid. Low stomach acid, in fact, is the main cause, or the commonest cause, or the most common cause of most frequent bad odors and frequent flatulation, that is passing gas, medically called. When stomach acid is low, food is not properly broken down and it starts to ferment in the gut. This produces excess gas, and stomach acid also helps actually signal the lower esophageal sphincter, that is the muscle which covers the food pipe and the stomach, to close properly. So the paradox is that you need more acid and concentrated to prevent acid reflux, because if you have good amount of acid in your stomach, it sends a signal for the valve or the closure of on top of the stomach to work well. If you have less, you have acid reflux, and you are giving antacid, which lowers the stomach acid and causes a lot of problems, including indigestion and very bad gas production. The next cause of frequent flatulence or passing gas is SIBO, a small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. This happens when bacteria grow in the small intestine instead of the large intestine. In fact, in the large intestines, we have billions of bacteria. That's a gut microbiome, which actually they have a job to do. They break down the food for us, the undigested food that your stomach and your small intestine couldn't digest, that 10%. But then, if because of low acid, taking anti-acid, antibiotics, blood pressure medication, all these can cause poor digestion. That can lead to more bacteria growth in the small intestines, and that can cause early fermentation, and that produces surplus of gas. That is normally very bad smell, unfortunately. Number 3 is food intolerance. Many adults gradually lose lactase. Lactase is the enzyme that digests lactose, the sugar in milk. This often begins in childhood and becomes more noticeable in the 20s and 30s. So as we age, we have less production of lactase, so we can actually digest milk sugar well, and that's why it can cause bloatness and cramps. So if you look at it critically, milk should be reserved for babies and children up to 5, if possible. Some people also react to gluten, a protein in wheat, which can trigger gut inflammation and gas. That's also another reason. That is food intolerance. Poor diet, if you have high sugar, processed food, and low fiber, it can disturb the gut microbiome. Microbiome, as I said, is a community of bacteria. There are billions in the large bowels, and it can increase gas production if you eat poor food, too much sugar diet and processed food. Number 5 cause is that when you swallow air, maybe when you're chewing gum, that chewing gum. The chewing gum itself has this aspartame, which can cause also problem to the brain and more serious problems. But there are some people that will be eating too fast, and they eat and they talk. Eating and talking at the same time will cause you to swallow air, and that can come out as belching, and also it can cause indigestion as well. Fizzy drinks and drinking water itself, and drinking eating while walking, this is not a very good habit. It will divert blood that should get to your stomach to your muscles, and that will not help to digest your food well, causing indigestion, bloatness, and foul smell of gas as well. Chronic stress disrupts or disturbs the gut-brain connection, and it slows down digestion, and it can change the gut bacteria balance or that bacteria community in our large bowels. Number 7 is a medical condition. Normally, when you have persistent foul-smelling gas, it may be linked to IBS. This is irritable bowel syndrome. Irritable bowel syndrome is a condition where your gut is overly sensitive and does not function properly. Normally, symptom is cramp, stomach cramp, bloating, and excess gas, diarrhea, and constipation, or sometimes diarrhea will alternate with constipation. That is IBS. It's most common cause of foul smell and very frequent flatulence. And then, of course, we have more serious conditions called inflammatory bowel disease. That is Crohn's disease. Example is inflammation from the mouth to anus. Or sometimes we have ulcerative colitis. This is inflammation in the large intestines. This means that the person can have bloody diarrhea. They are quite serious problem, inflammatory bowel disease. And we have celiac disease. This is an autoimmune reaction to gluten, that protein found in wheat, that can damage the small intestines. So beloveds, if we want to reverse things, we should have enough acid in the stomach. Eat slowly. We should actually contain stress. We shouldn't walk and eat. Chew slowly, okay? And don't drink with your meal. That's very important. Have a sit and don't solve problems while you are eating. That's very important. And as I said, develop the habit of eating slowly, and don't talk too much when you are eating. Make sure you avoid taking these antibiotics, this blood pressure medication, antacid that will lower the acid. We need more acid. It's important to take, for example, apple cider vinegar 30-40 minutes before meals if you have this problem, bloatiness. It means you have low acid. It's important also to reach us. Natural Link, we have a package to fix all these problems. If you have some chronic disease or any other problem that is you have been living with, don't live with disease, reach me on this number. Calling outside the UK is a WhatsApp number as well. Call me on +44 738 464 7300. Call me on this number and your life will never be the same. Share this number. Please support this mission by spreading the news. Go to my YouTube channel, put in Dr. James Natural Link, Dr. James Natural Link, and share the videos there and subscribe. Be part of this mission